All right, our third guest tonight is, and let me tell you about him. He was born in Beaufort, South Carolina, and raised in the city of Philadelphia. He was a gold medalist in 1964 Olympics in Tokyo, the 1970 WBA World Heavyweight Champion of the World. He beat Jimmy Ellis in Madison Square Garden. He fought Muhammad Ali 3 times, defeating him in 1971, March 8th, 1971. He's had notable fights against Quarry and Foreman. His 1976 appearance in Rocky was fun and tremendous, and Rocky as a franchise has been great for 30 years. His son Marvis actually also fought for the heavyweight championship of the world. His final record, 32-4-1 with 27 knockouts. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Smokin Joe Frazier. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Smokin Joe.
Who let the dogs in?
Yeah! Smokin Joe. Is this enough?
Oh, man, it's all downhill.
You know, they said black people got a lot of heat. I used to go 2-3 a minute. So what does that mean? You black? Oh. Don't do that,
So I'll tell you what, Joe. Yeah. Today we're celebrating some superstars from wrestling and boxing, and you know you were in the Rocky line. You were in the Rocky line. We did a Rocky line of action figures, and we got an action figure that we did with you. And we also did all these Rocky gloves, which you're going to be signing for some of these gentlemen later.
Rocky's going to sign them with me.
No, here, look. Check it out. Who's that?
Oh.
Who's that?
It looks too good to be me.
That's definitely you.
The guy who... That's you, Rocky? The guy who won that looked like he's a black Puerto Rican. Yeah, he looks black. That guy's too handsome to be me.
That's what you got sent to my office.
No, that wouldn't be you.
Oh, that's got to be you. I'm sure I'm sitting here looking at a handsome man. That's got to be it. That's got to be. They got a thing, they can't lie about it.
You look, Joe, you look at all the pretty women right away, and right away you, oh, how good I am. That's what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You're watching them good-looking women.
No. The women get our numbers anyway, you know.
So, Joe, thank you. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and then we're gonna have a couple questions from the crowd, and then what we're going to do is we're gonna sign some autographs for all these nice people, for some of these nice people, and then.
What do you mean some nice people?
Is everybody nice? Who's nice? Has anybody been naughty? Yeah. I think you're naughty. We got one naughty. Now, when did you start boxing? How old were you when you decided that boxing was going to be your career path?
Well, I started when I was a little boy. I was born and raised in South Carolina, where the Bad Marines are from. I saw them. That was my home, and I did some work for them. I bagged the groceries. And from there, I left for a part-time, let's say, electrician. I did the wiring. Most people really don't know. Could you ever remember seeing a wire up top on an Air Force base, a Navy base? Everything's underground. No wires around, no light post line. Everything's underground when it comes to the service.
Wow.
Because they don't want nobody to hook up and start to blow up everything underground.
You worked as basically doing an electrician for the Air Force, and when you're dealing with the military, everything's exposed. Nothing's exposed. It's all underground, so that was a lot of hard work.
But no, we got holes and places where they landed under to make sure that you go and get the job done right.
At some point in time, you started boxing, and when was this?
Let's say when I was a little teeny weeny guy.
Teeny weeny guy.
Teeny weeny guy. Where I was from, they didn't have a television like everybody home. It was mom and dad. Dad was more like well, what they call today like senator, governor, mayor. Dad was the overseer of the community, so he had a television, a little more, and then we had like to watch the Wednesday night fight. I don't know, a few guys probably remember Paul Parrott back in the time of Pat Blue Ribbon. Pat Blue Ribbon came out of Jersey, That was they held the fights on Wednesday night, and I used to watch the fight. And my uncles and my cousin, they used to sit and watch the television. I walked through and one of the uncle, he's like one of them guys that that boy sees a cry. So you see that boy gonna be a champion. That boy gonna be another Joe's a bigger, better, you know what I mean? So what he did, I always walk through, and but long story short, Daddy was the bootlegging man. Well, he had the bootleg stuff. So therefore they comes off, and they are like credit, they're a line credit, like a credit card. A guy can buy him a couple of shots and put it on his bill. He pay him at the end of the week with Daddy and Mama. So therefore they were like the people that take care of the community that way. And Dad was another guy, like he was the overseer. Maybe the husband and the wife had a little discussion the night before. But Dad would take her to the field and talk to her. And then take it back home later on, everything comes.
The moment in the ring that for you is the most memorable, what was that time? What was your proudest accomplishment? Was it the 1964 Olympic gold medal, or was it the heavyweight championship, or something else?
Let's put it this way: it's almost could be the same, but it can't be the same when you represent the whole entire world. And then I was the only boxer to bring a gold medal back to the United States for us. There were 12 guys, and everybody lost besides me, so therefore I saved America. So that was a plus for me, because being, with all the country around, and that flag went up, I felt like a great guy.
Oh boy, well you were. I think
the day everybody got a championship, so therefore you came for one gold medal.
So you must have started as a professional boxer shortly after winning the gold medal, right?
Yes, I did. Well, I give myself like probably a couple of years back.
Really?
People then thought that I would have made it, because I wasn't no big guy like George Foreman. I wasn't big like him. Or the Butterfly, or Norton, or Larry. These guys are bigger than I am, but I was a little guy. I was a little piece of leather, all put together. I got the job done.
Now, how did you end up as a heavyweight when it may have been more reasonable for you to become a light heavyweight?
No. I wanted it to maybe like 200, probably like 235 pounds.
Wow.
Back in the days, I was a little short guy, and I couldn't really get the job done. They thought.
Yeah.
But therefore, that was my idea. My idea was my legs and my power.
Yep.
And was just as big as this big guy.
Well, 27 knockouts later, I'm sure that they were all saying that he belongs in the heavyweight division.
You could look at the whole Kalu word. George and I was the only true heavyweight on the champions forever. On the back. Larry was a middleweight. Norton was a middleweight. And so was Muhammad was a middleweight. George and I started out as a heavyweight. It makes a difference in the power of the punches.
You fought Muhammad Ali 3 times.
Yeah.
And
I won 3 of them.
And you won all 3. So
I got a little slow stick, but that's all right. That don't stop me, It slows me a little bit, not much.
Now you knocked Ali down.
That's the pants.
Yeah. Was that when what did that feel like when you saw Ali going down?
Let's look at it this way. God bless him. Young Jerome was a trainer of mine, and him and I used to talk. We call me little bad names, so I can't say because the ladies say, you know what I mean? And he had a heart, But then if you listen to me, he said, if you won this fight tonight, so your way of paving life.
Wow.
So my job was to get together. I really think that, I call him the Butterfly. I think the Butterfly was a little nervous. Because every time you say, Joe Frazier, I'm the great. Take it easy, man. No. Joe, I want to take it easy, man. You got to have a heart attack.
So is it fair to say Joe Frazier's the greatest of all time?
Well, it takes a lot for any one man to reach the top, to be whatever job it is, whatever he wants to be. Our lady, it takes a great deal of respect and sacrifice for you to be number one.
Yeah.
So all the people who have made number one or be the champion of number one, you know, it's a plus.
Now, what do you the heavyweight division now? You have the Klitschko brothers. You have Valuev,
Be careful.
Maskaev.
Get them name right, man.
I know. And let's see, Samuels. Who do you think stands out as
the last guy who was the champion that I know, the guy from Florida, Georgia. His name. Come on, even Mike Tyson for it.
Oh, you're talking about Holyfield.
Holyfield.
Yeah.
That was the last guy that I knew besides Michael was, you know, a really great champion. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know what the situation is with the whole title. Number one, I think that the boxing body should step back in and let's say straighten this thing out to be the one sanction. Everybody, their uncles or aunt, your brother and your sister, that sanction, and half of them really don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I would say, number one, that the people that who gets involved with the fight game should have been there before.
Yeah.
They don't take hockey and the basketball players put on each other do it. The guy don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
So therefore, these guys should be somewhere down the line. I would say like maybe a rating process so that he know exactly what he's doing. I just run it. Hey, you want to fight? You want to be a champion? Huh? Come on, I can get you there. So this is the deal. But
I believe Joe Frazier just challenged sensational Sherry Martel.
just like talking about the whole deal thing. Somebody should have been there.
Yeah.
The number one man who started this company off, he knew about it before he got in there.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes,
You're right.
And it passed out the generator.
Yeah.
And this is what happened is boxing, everybody's doing, I can train, I'm gonna fight yet. Never mind, but you know, never mind. It's a stance. I mean, I was a small guy.
Yeah.
But all my balance and my stance was there.
Yeah.
My legs, everything was right. Michael is off. Michael had some guys, God bless them, who went on that really cared about it. But I don't know if the guys cared about it. It's all, you know, you spell love, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
L-O-V-E.
M-O-N-E-Y.
And I'm sure we have some questions for Joe Frazier today. I don't want to monopolize this. Let's go ahead.
Joe, who taught you your knockout punch?
Well, it's something that has to be come from the individual himself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nobody can teach you a knockout punch. Maybe somebody can show you how to deliver it, but then the power itself has to be in that individual. And number one, if he don't like the game and stick to the game and be fair and honest, it's not gonna last. I mean, you go once in a while. I'll show you a good reason why. A guy like Michael. I mean, he was there with a group of men who concerned about him. Maybe they didn't have all the details how to make him do what he had to, but they got the job done. But after these guys went on, everybody and their uncle and their auntie, the brothers and sisters, talking about I can train him. And they let Mike have his own way. You can't have your own way. I mean, you have to be a guy that listens in sports. Baseball, basketball, football, all the way down the line. That's why they got a coach on the side to tell you what is wrong, what you see doing wrong, and you straighten it out. But Michael just didn't have people with him after these other guys went on.
Mr. Frazier, could you have beaten Rocky Balboa?
Could
you have beaten Rocky Balboa?
Well, Rocky Balboa. That's Rocky, right?
Yeah.
I think he took Rocky, like, majority of his movies, I think, is somebody else's life. You know, somebody's life, somewhere down the line. I think the Rambo stuff was a guy who was in the service. And he took this guy in every day, listened to him, talked to him, found out what it's all about, what Rambo was about. Then he fired the guy. He come to Philadelphia and look around and does some shouting again about his movie, and now he talking about a daughter or a son. I'm the guy with the daughter and the son. So therefore I don't argue with him, you know what I mean? Let him have his fun. God don't like ugly. Okay? All you gotta do is say that one more time and think about it. He don't care too much for pretty. He don't like ugly at all. So I turned him over to a good man. He'll meet his match one day.
We're here today in Toy Fair 2007, beautiful New York City. I'm Tim Ash, and I am pleased to bring to you guys today Smokin Joe Frazier. How you doing, Smokin Joe?
Hey, man, not bad. One sometime up, sometime down, sometime all around, you know.
Most definitely.
It's there. It's let's say everything working. The Lord's been good to me over the 18 years. Been one of the hardest sports in the world. I come out victorious because I'm here. I can like walk, I can talk, I can have a good time. I'm still greeting the people.
That's good. Let's talk briefly a little bit about your Rocky figure that they've come out with in this series. What is your opinion? Now, you don't like the green suit, or you do like the green suit? Tell us a little bit about what you think about this figure.
I wasn't a guy with a loud colors. That green's a little too loud for me. No, I kept myself conservative. Like, you know, when I put my clothes on and I want to be proper, I didn't wear my shoes, my pants under my heel.
Right.
Like the kids does there. Jacket's too long.
Right.
I stick with the rules and regulations.
You dressed for fashion, didn't you?
I dress, let's say, for the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to be looking good when I go out there. Today, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, you look good today, that's for sure.
Well, I try to look good every day.
Well, you impressed the people that were here today. Tell us, you know, you're one of the greats of all time. And, I mean, there's Muhammad Ali, there's Smokin Joe Frazier. I mean, hand in hand, both of you guys are probably the best of all time. But you actually defeated Muhammad Ali. Tell us what it was like to beat Butterfly. Because, you know, he's from my hometown, or I'm from his hometown, so to speak. Tell us a little bit about that night and those matches.
I don't really want to go too depths down in the deep.
Okay.
You understand? I just want to keep it up a little above shallow water.
We'll keep it
so
that
everybody
way.
can understand what's going on, you know. Let's say the guys down there who helped them, they were no black guys.
Right.
They were white guys that form an organization to try to help him to have a good job and so he could become a champion, and they did that.
Right.
So I felt like, you know, he owed these guys something, at least a respect and thanks.
Right.
Thanks. That's what I would do. I had an organization just like his own, but my top man just beat me out of my money. So I'm wrestling, trying to get it back. But besides that, the fights were good. Muhammad's a great fighter, but then he can't be the greatest.
Right.
You see, I can say I am the greatest, but I can't be the.
Right.
The is the Lord you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
One man could be called the God above.
Right.
So he used that the a little too many times, and the Lord quieted him down.
So tell us, you've been in the ring with a lot of different great fighters over the years. What are some of your favorite fights that you've had?
Oh, man, ain't none of my favorites. But I went through them. There's a lot of them that people could remember. Let's say I'm not going to leave this big guy out of it, okay?
Okay, all right.
I'm not talking about Muhammad. I'm talking about that George Foreman.
George
that
Foreman,
big
that's
guy. He's a great guy. He's a fine gentleman, you know. And
Do you own one of his grills?
Big man?
Do you own one of his grills?
That was the first. I think I was the first guy that bought one of the grill, because the kids keep telling me, Daddy, you got to get a George grill. You got to get a barbecue grill. So I got a couple of them. But I think a few years, George might have been there now, probably, 5, 6, 7, or 10 years. And all that time I had to buy all the kids one. And I got 11 kids.
So you put him up in the penthouse that he's in, right?
I know more about that grill than George, you understand? Because I pay for it.
What about a Smokin Joe barbecue? What about that, see?
Oh, I don't know. It probably would work. But I'm there, and, you know, anything that the world loves to see me in, you know, I have a good time because I don't have a problem out nobody, you know what I mean? And sometimes the guy that beat me up, George,
Right.
I didn't have no problem. He's a fine gentleman. Let's say people who have, let's say, stolen the money over the years, or an investor, I still like them. So therefore, I leave it up to the Lord. I just walk around smiling every day and having a good time.
One thing, where do you go from here? Where are you headed, and do you have some upcoming media appearances, that kind of stuff coming up?
Oh, man, you got me right close to the wire. I leave out here in the morning, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. We go to Vegas tomorrow. And I'll be there like probably 5 days in Vegas. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I go around and sail to the high rolls, or let's say the casinos.
Right.
Let's have our answer to that. But then I just go and smile, shake people's hand, and going about my business.
And try and keep your money in your pocket, right?
That's his job. I see. If I go around like counting the money, I probably won't get no money.
Well, you know what? Like I said, you're a great boxing champion of all time. I greatly appreciate you coming out today, and it's been our pleasure to have you.
Oh man, the whole gang. I'm not sure if you guys belong to Salon or not, but therefore everybody is fine people, man. So therefore, whether it was him or whoever you work for, you guys will be doing a fine job.
Well, that was Jeremy at Jakks. He did one heck of a job bringing you in.
No,
Tony, Captain Lou's agent, helping out. Look at him going. He is. He's a legend making. Helping out. He is.
Never imitated, never duplicated. He's one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's a gentleman.
Yes, he is.
Guy.
Yes, he is.
do a lot of things
Yeah.
in the future.
Good. So you got a lot of things coming up.
I just love people. I came from a large family, and I'm just showing off with it, and I love it because my mom and dad did a good job for us.
That's right.
All my sisters and brothers are the same. I mean, we have all the same kind of respect, and really raise
Right, exactly.
we raise some good kids. Sometimes they get out of hand, but therefore that's life. You know what I mean?
Well, Joe, thank you very much for your time. I greatly appreciate taking time with us. All right. Have a safe trip.